Welcome to Northwoods Pursuit, where we track the untamed and uncover the real stories behind nature and rural life. In the heartlands of Turkey, a silent war is unfolding, not with people, but with wild boars. These aggressive animals are more than just a pest. They're leaving a $50 million trail of destruction across the country's cornfields every year. But farmers and hunters aren't standing by. They're launching bold countermeasures to take back their land. What strategies are working? How are locals pushing back against an invasion that shows no signs of stopping? Stick with us as we dive into their gritty, ground-level battle for survival. And if you're into stories from the wild with real-world impact, hit subscribe and help Northwoods Pursuit reach our first 1,000 subscribers. Your support fuels our mission. In Turkey, corn is more than just a staple crop. It's the backbone of rural livelihoods. But wild boars are tearing through fields with alarming force. A single animal can eat up to 25 pounds of crops in one day. A group of 10? That's 2 acres gone overnight. With annual damages now hitting $60 million, many farmers are being pushed to the brink, some even abandoning their fields entirely. This isn't just a wildlife problem anymore. It's an economic emergency. And it's time for real solutions. To defend their land and way of life, farmers and hunters across rural Turkey are taking the fight straight to the front lines, with bold, boots-on-the-ground hunting operations aimed at driving back the wild boar invasion. But these aren't your average hunting trips. Imagine the adrenaline surge when a pack of boars explodes out of the brush, turning the hunters into the hunted in an instant. It's a split-second battle where calm nerves and pinpoint accuracy can mean the difference between success and chaos. In this episode, we step into the lives of those risking it all to protect their crops, their families, and their futures. Despite the danger, these hunts are far from reckless. With detailed planning and strict safety procedures in place, local teams have pulled off a string of successful missions without a single injury. And while modern tools like drones and GPS are available, most hunters stick with time-tested ground tracking methods. It's a gritty, physical approach, but it works. Thanks to their relentless efforts, wild boar populations have been reduced by more than 45% each year, offering a lifeline to the communities hardest hit. Stay with us to see how this fight is turning the tide and what's next in the battle for Turkey's farmlands. Back in 2015, Turkey made a bold move to protect both people and the environment by banning helicopter-based wild boar hunts. Although some efforts involved parachute drops and other high-tech twists, the loud noise and intense vibrations from helicopters often backfired, spooking the boars into erratic, aggressive behavior. Not only did this make the animals harder to track, but it also increased the danger for everyone involved. By grounding these airborne tactics, Turkey took a step toward more controlled, eco-conscious methods of wildlife management, putting safety and long-term sustainability first. Today, wild boar hunting in Turkey is carefully regulated and limited to the western Anatolia region. Hunters aren't just handed a rifle, they're required to complete intense firearm certification programs designed to sharpen accuracy and prioritize safety. And it's paying off. These programs have led to a 69% success rate in the field. The hunts themselves are no walk in the park. They take place across steep, mountainous terrain, ranging from 1,600 to nearly 5,000 feet in elevation and covering hundreds of acres. Out here, it's not just about aim. It's about endurance, strategy, and the grit to push through some of the toughest conditions nature has to offer. Wild boars tend to travel in tight-knit groups of 9 to 20, especially when foraging, making them a prime target for experienced hunters looking to make the most of a single day in the field. To increase their chances and stay safe in the process, many hunters work alongside a small pack of 2 to 4 trained dogs. These dogs aren't just companions, they're seasoned trackers, capable of sniffing out and flushing boars from dense cover with impressive accuracy. The result is a fast-paced, high-stakes pursuit where communication, coordination, and instinct all come into play, turning every hunt into a test of both strategy and skill. Winter brings the perfect conditions for wild boar hunting in Turkey, especially across the rugged peaks of the eastern and southern mountain ranges. As food grows scarce, boars tend to cluster in larger numbers, making them easier to find, but no less challenging to take down. These animals can reach speeds up to 25 miles per hour, forcing hunters to stay light on their feet and ready to react in an instant. For this kind of action, hunters rely on powerful rifles like the .308 Winchester or .30-06 Springfield, designed for clean, accurate shots from around 150 yards. Out here, success isn't just about firepower, it's about timing, patience, and the ability to outthink one of nature's toughest survivors. Targeted wild boar hunting has brought real results, reducing crop damage by an impressive 30% and offering much-needed relief to farmers across Turkey. But while the strategy is effective, it's not without controversy. Some community members have raised concerns about the environmental impact of frequent firearm use, especially the potential for gunpowder residue to contaminate soil and water sources. Striking the right balance between protecting agriculture and preserving the ecosystem is an ongoing challenge that deserves a closer look. At Northwoods Pursuit, we aim to shed light on complex issues like this, where tradition, conservation, and food security intersect. This video was created for educational and awareness purposes, and every scene follows Turkey's local laws and ethical hunting standards. If you believe in responsible land stewardship and want to support those on the front lines of this fight, stick around, subscribe, and share the message. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.